This question is from the Core Pure Further Mathematics course, and it's an exam question worth 8 marks. So we have a cubic equation with roots alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, and we've got to work out, without solving the equation, the values of these three expressions. So taking the first one, before we begin this, of course, we need to establish what A, B, C and D are. Well, A is 2, B is -3, C is 4, and D is 7. Okay, and then we need to use the fact that the, minus B over A, okay, is the sum of the roots, okay, which is alpha plus beta plus gamma, okay, and that can be abbreviated using the shorthand notation simply as that, and we know that that's going to be 3 over 2, the negative of -3 over 2, okay, so that's just going to be 3 over 2. And then we need to know what the sum of the product pairs is, okay, and that's C over A. So C over A is equal to the sum of the product pairs, abbreviated like that, okay, but what that means is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, and that's equal to C over A, and C is 4 over 2, which is 2. Okay, and then we have negative D over A, and that is the product of the roots, which is simply alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, and that's equal to negative D over A, which is -7 over 2. Okay, so having established those three key values, and it's important that those are correct before you proceed, then we can go on to answer all of the questions that follow. So for part 1, we have 3 over alpha plus 3 over beta plus 3 over gamma. Now what we need to do is a common denominator, and we can see that we have 3 beta gamma, okay, over, well, I'll just write the numerator first, 3 gamma alpha, and also 3 lots of, it'll be alpha beta. And all of that is over a common denominator of alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, now it's got quite a simple step to follow, because we can see that we now have that as being equal to 3 lots of the sum of the product pairs. Okay, so it's 3 lots of this term, which we've already worked out, divided by the product of the roots, alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, and that's easy to finish that off, because we have 3 lots of 2, okay, which is 6 over this, -7 over 2, okay, and that comes to 12 over -7, or -12 sevenths. Okay, so that's the answer to the first question, part 1. Now in part 2, we have to do the alpha minus 2, beta minus 2, gamma minus 2. If we expand that out, I might as well do this in full. If I just take the first bracket pair, I get alpha beta. I'll just do it in full. Alpha beta minus 2 beta minus 2 alpha and then plus 4. Okay, so I've just multiplied the first pair of brackets out. The second bracket, or rather the third bracket, is alpha gamma minus 2. Gamma minus 2. If I multiply that out again, I get alpha beta gamma. Okay, and then I'm going to have minus 2 gamma beta minus 2 gamma alpha. Okay, plus 4 gamma. And then I'm going to have minus 2 alpha beta and plus 4 beta plus 4 gamma. Plus 4 alpha, rather. Okay, and that will also give me, and there'll be a minus 8 as well. Okay, now that looks rather complicated, but actually you can see, if you look carefully, that you've got alpha beta gamma, which is the product of the roots. Okay, and if you then look, you can see that you've got minus 2 lots of the sum of the product pairs. So that's simply shorthand like this: 2 lots of the sum of alpha beta. Okay, and you've also got 4 lots of the sum of the roots. Okay, which is abbreviated like that. Okay, so we know all those values. So alpha beta gamma is negative 7 over 2. And 2 lots of that is minus 2 lots of 2. And we've also got plus 4 lots of the sum of the roots, which is 3 over 2. And if you simplify that, oh, and we also got to take away the 8 as well. So you can work that out to get negative 9.5 or 19 over 2. Okay. And the third question is, I'll do that over here. Okay, so we have here alpha squared plus beta squared plus gamma squared. Well, you can use the result, if you can remember it, that's the same as alpha plus beta plus gamma all squared, okay, minus 2 lots of the sum of the product pairs. Okay, and that is the shorthand way of writing it, and that is very easy to substitute in to see that we get 9 over 4. Okay, that's 3 over 2 squared. Okay, minus 2 lots of 2. Okay, which is minus 1.75 or minus 7 over 4. Okay, and that's the answer to those 3 parts for 8 marks.